Pooh Shiesty's trial is starting in 2 weeks. At this trial, he'll be told whether or not he's facing life in prison for robbery and firearm charges. Now, I just researched through all of the court files. I found some very concerning things. We need to talk about this, so let's get straight into it. So I'm sure everybody's aware that Pooh Shiesty, he used a firearm towards a security guard at the King of Diamonds club a few months ago. Well, that's actually not the case that's at hand right now. Pooh Shiesty is facing an even more serious one. Pooh Shiesty's actually involved in another case that happened a while ago, where he robbed 2 individuals for sneakers and narcotics, and he used a firearm towards them, and this was all caught on surveillance footage. The craziest part of all, Pooh Shiesty probably would have gotten away with this if he didn't post a photo of him flexing the all-green McLaren that he did the robbery with on his Instagram an hour before the incident. So before sharing the official evidence that's being used against Shiesty, you need to know what happened on the day that it all went down. Now, Pooh Shiesty, when he was gaining some major attention in the rap world, he went to a parking lot to meet 2 individuals inside of the parking lot. Shiesty arrives driving a bright green McLaren sports car, and when Shiesty and his boy arrived, they hopped out of their vehicles and they met the 2 individuals. Turns out these 2 people that he met were actually fans of Pooh Shiesty's music. They were so happy to finally meet him. Shiesty even let them sit in his all-green McLaren sports car and even allegedly gave them autographs. Now, Shiesty was originally supposed to buy high-end sneakers as well as some narcotics. But at the time, Shiesty was wearing a mask over his face, and it made it very hard for law enforcement to figure out who this was. Now, everything and everyone was going normal and to plan. Shiesty, as I said, was showing the 2 fans inside of his car and a bunch of other things like that, and I believe this is what made Shiesty turn this into a robbery, as he can tell these 2 individuals, they were not about it, they weren't going to retaliate or anything if he tried to just steal these items rather than pay for them. This is actually what made Shiesty pull out his firearm and basically say, you know what, I'm okay, this is now a robbery. He pulls out his firearm and he uses it towards the 2 individuals. One got hit in the hip and the other one got hit in the backside while trying to run away. Shiesty then grabbed the sneakers and narcotics off of the hood of the vehicle, and he ends up hopping back into his all-green McLaren with the goods. Now, while rushing and trying to grab the sneakers and narcotics to make the getaway, a Louis Vuitton bag falls out of his McLaren. In this Louis Vuitton bag, there was $40,912 all in cash. Now, I want you to remember that bag of cash. It's very important in the evidence that I'm about to share right now. So on October 6th, Pooh Shiesty gave out a message to his fans on social media. He said, and I quote, "F these boys out here hating, waiting for a man to fall. I don't fall, I'm a giant." After releasing this message, Pooh Shiesty's lawyers officially withdrew their request to delay the trial. Now, this means the trial actually starts on October 25th, 12 days away from the uploading of this video. So Pooh Shiesty will be getting charged with federal armed robbery charges. In this case, there's a maximum of life in prison if convicted, and it's pretty safe to say it'll probably happen. Now, the craziest thing to me, Pooh Shiesty claimed not guilty in this court case, which is pretty weird, as if the evidence that I'm about to share has him literally using the firearm against the 2 individuals. Now, the evidence in the files in the court case is very concerning, and you need to see these. So this will be one of the first court cases where an Instagram photo of Pooh Shiesty will be getting used against him. Now, in this photo, you can actually see Pooh Shiesty standing beside an all bright green McLaren sports car, as this photo was actually posted a few hours after the robbery even happened, which is probably not the smartest thing to do, but there's a lot of things Pooh Shiesty did wrong in this court case. Now, the next piece of evidence is the Louis Vuitton bag that was holding $40,912 in cash. Now, I don't know if Shiesty is just the unluckiest rapper to ever live, or this was one mistake that should never have even happened, but you're probably not gonna believe this, but this is being used against Pooh Shiesty, as after the robbery went down when I mentioned earlier, the Louis Vuitton bag that fell out of his McLaren sports car actually had the cash on the inside that Shiesty has been flexing with on social media. Now, Shiesty uploaded several photos to his Instagram of him doing the money stretch across his arm type deal. It's very popular within the last few years. But anyways, the feds actually downloaded all of those photos where he's stretching all of the $100 bills across his body. And well, they zoomed in on some of the photos, and the serial numbers on one of the bills on his Instagram account ends up matching with one of the bills that was inside of the Louis Vuitton bag, which already proves it was Pooh Shiesty who robbed these men and used firearms towards them. Now again, it's very common for rappers to carry around $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 in cash, as a lot of them came from the streets and things like that. They don't care to use a debit card, a credit card. They use cash for most things that they use in life or buy in life. They don't care really about debit cards. And because of that, Shiesty is going to be getting sentenced to a very long time in prison, as I believe he's probably just the unluckiest rapper to have ever lived. Also, posting a selfie standing beside the all-green McLaren the same day you do a robbery and use a firearm towards two individuals, that's also probably not the best idea either, but Shiesty tends to make some pretty bad mistakes, it seems. Now, this is very severe evidence, as when you look at the overall case, Shiesty's being charged with federal armed robbery charges. Not to mention, he used a firearm towards two individuals who were not doing anything to his well-being, meaning that Shiesty was not in self-defense or anything. All he did was just pull it out and use it. And this is where DJ Academic's saying of, you're either a rapper who lives the street life and then get arrested and ruin your career all within 2 to 3 years, or you're a rapper who lived the street life and you stopped living it because you just realized you actually accomplished something amazing with your life. Shiesty, he didn't want to give up the street life. The music that he was making with all of the millions of dollars, it clearly wasn't enough. He had to get some street cred or something along the lines of that. We're not sure. But anyways, I'm ending the video here. I hope you enjoyed. I'm out. Peace.